Is there anything you can do in my background? No.
No. Hello, everybody. This is Dave Kingston for Irish Poker Tour, along with Fintan Gavin, the founder, the extraordinary, head honcho, Ewan Donald. And we thought we'd do a little preview show with Killarney just. Got to count my fingers here, Fintan. 1, 2, 3 nights away. 2 nights away. So,
well, it's here already for us. We've already started the setup. First stroke is left Galway on the way down there tonight. So yeah.
Now we're going to chat to a few people. We've got Padraig Parkinson, the legend. We've got Connie O'Sullivan, the legend, to come. But first, I want to bring on Tanya Masters, because Tanya is hosting, doing something unusual. She's a Team Pro member for Irish Poker Tour, and she is hosting the Women of Poker event in Killarney. The first time we've done a female women's event in the Irish Poker Tour, and really looking forward to it. But let's see if we can get her on there. There we go. Hi, Tanya. How are you doing?
Hi.
Now, it might be a little bit noisy where you are, because tell us quickly, where are you?
I'm in Manningham at the moment, just in the airport, waiting for my flight back to Dublin.
So why were you there?
I went over to visit my mum and dad there, but the Poker Stars Australia was on in the Torre Barbados casino. So I got to play a tournament there yesterday. It was quite successful.
And how did you get on?
Well, I made the final table and I came sixth, cash for €1,000, so it's delighted with that result.
Brilliant. Well, look, I know you're literally about to climb on a plane and get on the plane. I mean, they're going to call you any second. So, let's have a quick chat about the event in Killarney. This is the first time Irish Poker Tour has done a specific women's event, as far as I'm aware. How excited are you for that to happen?
Oh, I just can't wait for it. I can't wait to get more women players to the belt, make it a fun, friendly environment, and send it to Stefan and Strawberries for the ladies as well.
I mean, I personally, obviously not being a woman, but I personally think that the Irish Poker Tour events are actually quite friendly to female participants, and it shouldn't be any other way. But there are places around the world that really don't encourage women to play poker or live tournament poker. But in my experience, there are plenty of great players that have a good time and feel like it's a safe environment playing with Irish Poker Tour. How is that the same experience you've had?
That's 100%. And everyone makes you feel so welcoming at these tournaments. It's great.
Fintan, what made you think we should, or there is a need for a women-only event?
Fintan. Sorry, yeah. I thought I heard my name. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
Well done on your final table. I was following the updates, hoping you'd close it out.
So was I, but not this time. But I will. I definitely will.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, well, we were thinking for quite a while about doing a dedicated ladies tournament, but we didn't really. I don't know. We weren't best placed to do it because, the amount of ladies we're in touch with every day, so to speak, and speaking to every day will be limited enough, And then Tanya just came up out of the blue and she said to me, "What about the ladies event?" And I just go, "Oh, brilliant!" But she just grabbed the baton and it's just took off. She's done well done, Tanya. By the way, I can't empower her and love her what you're doing as well, because you've got online satellites to the ladies event and they're smashing the guarantees or whatever. So look, whatever you're doing, I don't know what the formula is, what you do, but you're doing a brilliant job. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm getting calls every day, messages every day with questions about the ladies event. By the way, I don't have the answers. Tanya's completely created this event herself. She knows the full schedule and exactly what it's going to be. So just talk to her. Yeah, no, really looking forward to it.
Tanya, no problem. I was just going to ask, give us the details about what's going on.
Yeah, right. So the Killarney Women of Poker Championship, it's on Friday. It's at 3 p.m. It's a €200 buy-in. So any of the ladies that qualified online on Paddy Power Poker will also receive a Paddy Power merchandise bag. We had 10 qualifiers, right? So well done, everyone. We will have the second in strawberries and some spot prizes too, with Dara O'Kearney book. I have a couple of bottles of gin as well. There's also a 3,200 Galway tax added for the January event, which is in the Galman from the 3rd to the 7th of January, which is a 500 buy-in for the main there, which is 500,000 guarantee at that event. So that's a great package that Paddy Powers have given us. And just also to touch as well, if any of the ladies are listening in, there's also a ladies' event happening in Dublin, in the Dublin Poker Fest. I think if any ladies are interested, that'll be on the Saturday as well. At 2 p.m. with a 250 buy-in.
Well, listen, I'll leave the graphic up there, but I'll let you go because you got to get on that plane. Last thing we want is you to miss that plane. We get in fierce trouble with Ray. But anyway, listen, I look forward to seeing you down in Killarney later in the week. And thanks for doing this. It's a wonderful event. And to be honest with you, half the field I wouldn't want to be sitting at a table with the likes of, Annette O'Connor or Colette Murphy and people like that. Like, just hate them coming to the table. So I think it's going to be a very strong event as well.
Yeah, and that's it. And fair play to Fintan, giving us this opportunity as well. It's a great opportunity for me to do. And I look forward to it.
Brilliant. Listen, see you in Killarney later in the week. Take care of yourself.
I better go because my flight's there. I think I'll be the last on here now. Go on, take care.
Right. Take care. Bye now. Now, Fintan, how are we getting on?
Yeah, she's a breath of fresh air, Tanya. Like she's doing everything. Like, we're not like, you know what I mean? She's the motivation behind all this. Like, really, really good job she's doing.
And she's been amazing in promoting it, and particularly with Paddy Power Poker, because she's the one that got off, got the satellites running on Paddy Power Poker website, and they've been a huge success. I think Paddy Power are really happy with the response to it as well.
Totally. Listen, the ladies' events are difficult. Like, I mean, because it's limited number. The percentage of ladies participating in fields is low. Like. And many times at festivals, the ladies' event is cancelled. Many times. I remember when I was working with Kings and several even big festivals. Like, I remember a World Series of Poker Circuit Festival, and they just cancelled the ladies' event because they didn't have enough players. So I think the key is to get it out there early and to get commitment from a few players, and qualifiers is key. Like, and Tanya's done that. Like, she's a bunch of girls coming over that would not have come over to Killarney. So from us as organisers, it's golden. Like, she's advertising us everywhere, and she really is doing a great job. I can see Tanya hopefully working, with the tour for quite a long time, and you know what I mean. Maybe doing other stuff with us. So. Yeah.
As I hinted at earlier, the quality of the players in this tournament is going to be sick. It's not like it's an easy tournament. It's not going to be an easy tournament just because it's a female-only event. Like, there's going to be some serious players in that tournament.
I don't know, Dave. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, yeah. I don't think it's going to be like, I think the whole Killarney, it's not just the ladies event. I think the whole Killarney festival, I think it's just going to be soft in general, like, because people are just there for the crack, So, yeah, I think, but perhaps you're right. The ladies will be a tougher kind of field than the other events. You could be right because they're especially coming over for the event and they're prepared and they're, they're desperate to win it and whatever. Yeah, possibly you're right. Yeah, but I think overall,
I think my point is that yes, there's going to be satellite qualifiers. So when you get a satellite for any live event, you're going to get a weaker field in general. But my thinking is some of the female players that we have in Ireland are top class. Like the quality of poker that are played by the top level women in this country would hands down would compete with any other level, female players around the world. Yeah.
No, you're spot on there. I mean, the likes of Annette and Willow, and like there's a bunch of them, Karen Murr and Julie, who was on the team. She was top class, like, you know what I mean. So yeah. I mean, they're punching above the weight, the Irish girls, and Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it probably would be the toughest tournament in the whole schedule is the ladies event, you know.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Let's just quickly go over the actual event itself. So we have the 500,000 festival guarantee, and that's 25,000 added by Paddy Power. We've got a main event, which is the Irish Poker Cup, and I played in it last year. Brilliant structure, brilliant event. Really enjoyed it. Some amazingly sick hands. It was just great to watch. And the numbers are going to be bigger this year by the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely the numbers are up. Our indicator for player numbers will be hotel bedroom sales. That's really our main one, like, you know. And the bedroom sales are up, like they're up 25%, you know what I mean? Possibly even more. So yeah, and just the atmosphere, I can feel the build up. Usually you get a sense, you know, in the couple of weeks coming up to the event, like you get, you know, the phone is busier and some people you haven't heard from in years, like just popping out. How are you Fintan? What's going on? We're coming. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, it's great. That's the buzz I get out of it. Like, is just meeting old friends and, you know, people that I know just from poker throughout the years and seeing them again. So yeah, it looks really good, positive.
Brilliant. Just want to mention here the website, irishpokertour.com. You'll get all the details on there. In fact, we have a PDF of all the schedules. So if you just go to type in your web browser on your phone, irishpokertour.com/PDF, you will get, in fact, I have an image of it here. You will get a PDF that is one page with all the details. You can print that out at home, bring it with you, stick it in your pocket. But if you're not sure, there's two ways. You can go on the website, go to the latest events, or on the home page, you will see the events that are over the week. But also, if you then go to the website and click on the live tournament clock button that's on the homepage, it will take you to the events that are happening that day. And each event, you'll be able to click on the clock. So you'll see the players that are involved. At the bottom of each page on that, you will see the structure as well. But on the website, we have the structures as PDFs for each individual event. So what I'd like to do now is we've got a couple of special guests, and we thought it'd be really interesting to talk about the... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's something wrong with your sound, I think. It's coming across really bad. Not sure why that is.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that now in a minute while I get the other lads. I'll get the guys that can talk while I try and fix my audio. Will we do that?
Yeah,
perfect, so a couple of special guests. So let's get these guys on. Obviously, you know, legends of Irish poker, but also international poker. Mr. Padraig Parkinson and Mr. Connie O'Sullivan, welcome.
I can't make out who's who. I can't make out who's Connie and who's Padraig. They actually look the exact same.
Connie's the one who just washed his hands.
Oh yeah, but that's a big tell. Do you know what a big tell is? The Macau sign in the background. That's what's helping me.
That was excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, listen, lads, thanks for coming on. But we're myself and Dave were just going through, you know, Killarney and what we're expecting number wise. I mean, it's just the numbers are up like a lot, like, you know. We're saying about 30% in last year, and last year was huge, like, you know. But I remember just Killarney, Connie saying to me, Padraig, years ago, this is going back like 20 years ago, and he was saying, I have a great venue in Killarney. And the second he said venue in Killarney, I just go, what's he on about? How, like, he's still all right in the head, is he? And I was going, yeah, oh yeah, sure, look, we'll have a look at it, but I had no interest whatsoever. And but obviously he got pissed off talking to me about it, and went off himself and created the Labrooks event, you know, which was, for me, I think it was probably to this day the best event I've ever participated in. It was just golden, like, you know.
You see, what was special about the Labrooks, Fintan, was that you had only one bullet. I mean, there was no second chance. There was only one day one. There was no second flight. So, like, poker was played a different way, kind of, you know. And it was really about fun. But Killarney is still about fun. You know, when people are coming to the festival in Killarney, they're not just coming for poker. They're coming because they know they're going to have a cracking weekend.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
Killarney's the closest. I think Killarney's Ireland's answer to Brigadoon. Like, nobody can actually believe what goes on down there. It's just like, it is like Brigadoon. It's like going into a different world. And before you know what's happened, you've had a great laugh and you look in your pockets and there's nothing there.
yeah. I know.
We're
Yeah, I
very,
know.
we're very lucky here in Killarney because,
Yeah.
outside of the Gleneagle complex, which Fintan is second to none as regards rooms, apartments, you name it. But I mean, there's about 50 hotels in Killarney. Like, and people say is Killarney dear, which any place is dear. You can't stay anywhere in Cork City for under 200 quid a night. It's
I
getting
wouldn't want to.
But Killarney's got what you need for any kind of a festival, because if you have an overlap and you don't have enough rooms, there's loads of hotels just up the road with more rooms, and you're never going to be caught in Killarney for rooms. And that INEC, I think it was built for poker, even though it was built for concerts. But my God, like, is there some atmosphere in there when there's 800 players sitting down and they're all riffling chips? It's just frightening. And it's just beautiful to see it and to hear it. To go upstairs and look down at them below, it's an incredible
Oh, you'd
sight.
like looking down at them, Connie, wouldn't you?
Look there's a picture. I mean, I just love any event that's in there. But since Fintan came back with the Irish Poker Tour, last year was their first year. It just blew everything, and they're going to do it again this year. And I know the amount of lads that come to Killarney that I know. I don't know any poker player that's not coming to Killarney. I'll put it that way to you. It's got this draw. It's a bit like Galway, and it's a bit like, well, Kilkenny doesn't really have a big poker festival, but there's just something about them three towns in this country that people, when they hear there's an event down there, even if it's line dancing, I'll go to that.
And what's wrong with line dancing?
Probably could be a bit past I think, they're all line dancing. Mary might be a good friend. I say, you'll be watching on.
Like poker players, if you get anything wrong with the players, you hear about it because they don't care. Like, they don't care. They just say it straight out. Like, the room's wrong or someone, staff or anything. But you never hear anything negative about Killarney. Even if there is any mistakes or whatever, quirky things or what, it's overlooked because the crack is so good. Like,
And they say
I
the
think
whole hotel
people
booked
go
out.
there to play poker. It's for sure they go there to play poker, but it's not to be all and
They
end all.
forget to.
The weekend is up in the bar where the music is on, and it's just got a bit of everything, and that's why I think it's so special.
yeah. Well, we're totally buzzing.
Vincent, the whole hotel is booked out for poker this year, isn't it? There's nothing else going on.
Sorry, Dave, your sound is really bad there. I didn't hear that.
I'll try and fix that again.
I think yeah.
So yeah, the schedule, it's a jam-packed schedule. The buy-in, you were saying there about the Ladbrokes, Connie, right? That it was a total freeze-out. And there was no such thing as the rebuy, and it made everything a lot more kind of dramatic and exciting. You don't want to go bust, like, do you know what I mean? What we've done with Killarney is it's not a pure freeze out, but we've made every flight a freeze out to give it, you know what I mean, some kind of, similarity with the Ladbrokes, because we actually see this festival very similar to the Ladbrokes vibe, like, do you know what I mean? It's just
That's
like
a very good idea.
Can you come back on next week, Fintan, and tell us how many rebuys you had? I mean, you personally.
Okay, well, I won't be playing the main, so that'll be a zero answer for it.
No, but I'm not saying that was done that way specifically. That was just
Well,
the way
you did.
poker was 20 years ago.
That was the way it was, yeah. And like, I remember the re-entry, and I remember the Macau was one of the first clubs to do the re-entry. And I remember thinking, I don't like this, and it's not going to work. And it's just like, it's established now. And I mean, they're trying to make the World Series of Poker a re-entry. Do you know what I mean?
I hope they do.
Now on day 2, like, do you know what I mean? Padraig, you remember the day in the UK you'd arrive at a tournament and if you arrived a minute late, you couldn't play. Do you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I mean, it's just the landscape is different, but I think the flight for us, the flight freeze out is kind of, you know, if you're traveling to an event and you get bussed out, you do kind of want the option to play again, like, do you know what I mean? If you're traveling a long way. So we think the flight freeze out kind of works, like, you know, it's working for us anyways, like, you know.
Yeah, but the good thing about that as well, if you do get bussed out, there's something else on later for you, you know. There's something every evening and every night that you're not going to be left twiddling your thumbs waiting for tomorrow. You know, you can still play, like.
Yeah, totally. But the other thing what we've leaned on is support events, is to have like just loads of support events. Padraig, you know our friends Barney and Bridie, like, do you know what I mean? From the north. The
Gribbons.
They won't play main events. They just go and they just play all side events. And they just have the crack, and there's no pressure, there's no stress. It's not a big 3-day commitment or whatever playing the main. They just fire away at these small side events. And if there's two people that enjoy live poker any more than Barney and Bridie, I haven't met them, like, you know.
Well, neither have I. When we were doing the party poker thing, we had a tournament in the Green Isle, and Barney and Bridie had a few sherbets over the course of the afternoon, and I think they might have gone through the cocktail list, but somehow or other, Bridie got through to the last half hour of day one, and I don't know how, because she didn't know where she was, but Donald was the tournament director, and he announced the last three hands, and he said after that, just put your chips in the bag and come back tomorrow. So Bridie was listening quite closely to this, and with the last three hands were over, she put her chips in her handbag and went off to bed.
That's right.
Well, and Donald did a fantastic tournament director's job.
Well, he
went up to the room and got Barney to get her back and bring the chips downstairs so they could bag her up. But I mean, if there was two people that I want to see coming to Killarney, it's Bridie and Barney, because they're always in great form. They're always good crack. I don't know half of what Barney's saying, but some say that's an advantage.
Yeah.
Fintan, also there's a big Omaha event as well.
Yes, there's several. We're kind of we have a lot of Omaha and Galway and Omaha tournaments as well. So we always it's a kind of baseline thing we have on all the schedules is Omaha. We always include it. Well, because I like to play the Omaha myself. So
I was about to suggest that was the case.
Yeah, so we have a big one there at 1650, but we have smaller games like from 200 like 300, and then the big one then at 1650 kind of, you know, marquee kind of Omaha event, like, you know. We had a 2.5K. Yeah, there's satellites into it. We had it at 2.5K last year. We did satellite. We actually did a sat up in Padraig's place in the Sport Emporium. I think it was me and you, Josh and Padraig.
I don't think Dermot Desmond would like you calling the Sport Emporium Padraig's place.
Okay,
I'm trying to pretend I'm not there.
But yeah, so the 2.5 was hugely successful. We hit the guarantee. But we got the feeling that there was a huge amount of players that was just a stretch too far, the 2.5K. But they do want something big, they want something special. So we're trying this 1650, and already the feedback's really positive. We slapped a 40K guarantee on it. And
11 plus 550 range, is it?
The range is very low, but I don't know what it is for. I mean, you can't even see the registration fee, it's so low.
Actually, while I'm here, I think we should mention that the Irish Poker Tour has got a 3,000 event coming up in the Intercontinental Hotel at the start of November. So Fintan has asked us, and we're here in the Sporting Emporium now, so I remembered that on the 8th of November, we're running a satellite for that here to facilitate our players and indeed any of the Dublin players that would like to pre-qualify for the event. And because I think all of us here have got, in this podcast, are big supporters of grassroots poker. So we're giving people whose bankrolls mightn't be all that big a chance to play a super satellite on Tuesday the 3rd, I think it is, where the prizes will be seats into the 300 satellite on Sunday the 8th. So put that in your diary.
Yeah, brilliant. That's so yeah, we're really looking forward to this Irish Poker Festival. It's not an Irish Poker Tour event, just to be clarify that. The Irish Poker Tour is exclusive with Paddy Power Poker. This is a separate event, but it's the same team behind the Irish Poker Tour. And we've got a support from Party Poker, Poker Bros, and there's other KK have come on now. They're doing seed satellites. So yeah, but the good thing about this one, like you're saying, Padraig, there's opportunities for grassroots to qualify. The Macau is doing I think is a 4 packages guaranteed, Connie.
Yeah, I had a lot of interest in it, Fintan, and we just took the bull by the horns and we decided we go with a 4-seat or 4 packages guaranteed, which is close on 7.
Wouldn't be the first time you took the bull by the horns, Connie.
So that's on Friday, the 27th of October.
Yeah.
It's a 250 buy-in and there's a rebuy and add-on for 100. But 4 packages guarantee is going to be hard to get. But look, hopefully people will appreciate we're putting it on so the smaller players can get a chance to feel a big jump. Yeah, I will take a chance anyway, Padraig, see what happens.
Well, you certainly are taking a chance. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
I'll be down. I'll come down for a Connie.
Good lad. I was going to say to you there, Fintan, that I hope if Padraig is coming in the train, he takes the correct suitcase off it. You see.
Oh yeah. For listeners, just to let you know, Padraig's going to tell the story now, but it was so funny. It was the event that we ran together, Padraig, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, I was going down to meet Connie in Connie's club in Killarney. Okay. So I got the train down from Dublin, and I had a suitcase full of party poker gear, a whole load of freebies, and I ended up having a few drinks on the train with a fella, and when I got down to Killarney, I forgot that was my stop, so I had to grab my suitcase and run. So Connie collected me, we went and had a couple of pints and went to Connie's club. And I went into the club and I said, this is what we have for you, all the free goodies. I opened up the suitcase and it was all full of ladies' underwear. I'd taken the wrong suitcase off the train. And tell you what, some of the customers Connie had, they looked far more interested in the ladies' underwear than they would have looked like in the hoodies and the t-shirts and all of that. But we eventually managed to phone the station in Tralee, and Connie's good lady wife went down and exchanged the underwear and that for the hoodies and stuff. So everybody was happy except the perverts in Connie's club who thought they just hit the jackpot.
Oh my God.
Well, and it's a little bit, I mean, we're talking about Killarney here, but that's the kind of thing that happens there, and nobody bats an eyelid. Yeah. I mean, if it happened anywhere else, they'd be talking about it for months. It's Killarney. Yeah, sure, it was an honest mistake.
And the fact that anything could happen with you, Padraig, nobody would bat an eyelid.
Well, thanks be to God for that.
As
What happened
as
in the end, Corey?
John
Did
said
you
here,
make the swap?
priceless.
Or did you
We had to
Sorry?
drive to, we had to drive to Tralee, Fintan, and meet your one and swap suitcases. But
Brilliant.
Padraig was saying the lads in the club were disappointed they didn't keep the underwear.
Brilliant. Padraig, you always have some good public transport stories. Can you tell me the one about Cork? Do you remember the bus you were getting to Cork one
Oh
night?
yeah. I was down visiting Connie in the Macau, which I think is mentioned there behind him. And so I was down there playing away and having a few pints. And I intended getting the night bus back to Dublin at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've come out to get the bus. I've got my suitcase. I put my suitcase in the storage place in the bus, and went up to the driver and said, just a one way to Dublin, please. And he said you've been drinking. I said, of course I've been fucking drinking. I said, it's 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning. What do you think I'd be doing? And he said, no. He said, you can't come on the bus if you've been drinking. And I said, well, I don't want to drive the thing. I said, I want to be a passenger. So he said, no, he wasn't having any of that. So I said, okay, fair enough. I think I'll go back into the Macau and have another few pints and try again at 5 o'clock. But when I didn't kick up a fuss, when I got back off the bus, got my suitcase and was walking away, the bus driver says, come on, come back. We'll take you anyway. But I don't know how Connie gets involved in all these things. I mean, I normally behave myself well when I go anywhere. It's just any one of Connie's clubs and things tend to go wrong. But in fairness, now it's nearly worth it because you always have a good laugh.
I'm looking forward to seeing you all next week, lads, in here. There's always great stories when I'm around the two of you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is I'd be telling the truth.
Listen, Fintan, one other thing there, just in case poker players are bringing their wives that don't play poker. There's lots of stuff we can organise for them in Killarney. They can do a trip out in the lakes.
Yeah.
They can go a trip out in the lakes, out to Buckler's house. There's loads of stuff can be arranged for them. If you just come and see us and tell us.
What, are you hoping they have an accident?
We'll start out something for them if they want to do something nice. That's all.
Yeah, but you're even like Killarney, I mean, most people listening, I'm sure, tuned in will know Killarney or been there before. But anyone that hasn't been there, like maybe some of the Nordies have never been to Killarney before. I mean, the town is just buzzing. Like, I mean, it's just an array of pubs and restaurants, and we used to go out. We used to always go for a night out into Killarney, and the crack you'd have was just unbelievable. There'd be live music. It really is a special town. Like, it really is. And it's a brilliant time of year because it's not too busy with tourists. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, good point though. Like, a really good place to bring your partner.
Well, one of the great Killarneys was about a week or 10 days after Fintan had won the EPT Barcelona and won the guts of £1 million. I mean,
that was the first. I think that was the first Ladbrokes one. Was it?
No,
it was a Ladbrokes one, all right. I don't remember all that much about it. You bought that much drink. But before Fintan went to Barcelona, he phoned me up and told me he'd won a package online and asked did I want to take 10%. I told him I'd rather take 10% of Shergar. But I was delighted when he went and won it. But my God, what a weekend we had in Killarney.
I owed Pat a few quid, and I was trying to offload a percentage of the package on him, like, you know what I mean? So I forget how much I owed. I think it was $1,500 I owed him because it was from a trip to Vegas that summer, and before. And I was saying, look, I'll give you 20%, and we're in the pub, and he was like, he just says, "Are you joking me?" He says, "This is no chance."
I know how he felt.
He said it in front of everyone, and everyone was laughing at me. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought, wow, that's embarrassing. To this day, but we laugh and pat about it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't manage to sell any myself, but it turned out good in the end. I thought that was the first one. That was 2008. What year was the first one, Connie?
2000. Where are we? 23. That's about the first Ladbrokes, I'd say, 2008. Fintan, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was the first one, or it could have been maybe the second one. But it was such a great buzz. Ken Doherty was down, and remember Tony Sings in the bar.
He was in doing the Joe Dolan act.
Stop.
Quality stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
I mean, if Joe Dolan was alive, he'd think it was him.
And he was top class. And then the best part of the whole thing, right? They got Langy to do the TV clips and all this, right? And
God, yeah.
Langy was going crazy because we were just in the bar all, for the whole weekend, knocking pints and telling jokes. But Langy
why wouldn't we? You were buying them all.
But Langy had to get some content, you know what I mean? He was going around with the camera. And the bar was jammed. So he came in at one stage and the camera and some sound guy, and he just goes, "Fuck this," he says. And he put the camera down, and that was it. He just says, "It's not worth the hassle," he says. Yeah. Yeah, that was September.
That's absolutely true. He left the camera on the floor in the bar. Anybody could have taken it.
Hours later, in the pub, like, and everyone half goosed, and I remember seeing the camera down just right under the bar and the foot rail of the bar, like, and Langy enjoying the crack. Yeah, something was great. No, that was a special one. And even Tony Sings, he was going on all night, like, but then he finished and the DJ came on.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Killarney. And Connie, you know this from other events you do there. They're absolutely brilliant at serve. There's no such thing as like, sorry lads, drink up there now, time. No more around. Okay, you had enough now. That's it now. We're closed. I've never heard that, like,
Most
I've got one of my favourite poker stories out of that tournament in Killarney. On the Sunday night, when we'd been drinking for about 3 days, I decided to play a bit of poker. And Scott Gray had been in playing this cash game, but he was getting out. He was going to have a few pints with Ken Doherty. And Scott pointed out some fella there, and he said, "That fella there from Northern Ireland is a lunatic. He bets everything." And he said he won't stop. Like, once he puts a shilling into the pot, he put the whole lot in. So about 20 minutes into this, I got the 6-4 and flopped 6s and 4s on a Queen 6-4 flop. Now, Scott had told me the guy was a complete lunatic. He could have anything. So I gladly got 14 or 1500 in with the two pair, thinking that it was highly unlikely that he even had a pair. Jesus, the guy had 3 queens. I said to Scott, that wasn't supposed to be in his range. Like, maybe 1 queen, like, not 3 of them. So anybody going to Killarney, just be careful. Everything isn't always as it seems or as you're told.
Listen,
the cash. We hit 20. I think we hit 21, 22 tables last year. I can't remember. It was 20 plus anyway.
I heard 22. Yeah,
they were absolutely banging, like, all mostly small games, like, and I mean, every so often the security have to come in and just remove some, you know what I mean, and then a couple of hours later they're back in, do you know what I mean, and it's fine. There's no big deal. Like, the lads are
really... like, if you're hungry at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you can order up a hot box.
Yeah.
Not just because the Gleneagle is my hometown, lads, but like the level of service that hotel provides, not just for your poker event, Fintan, but for any event they hold there. It's just extraordinary. And I know because I run snooker events there. And even though they're friendly with me, if I ring the duty manager when I have a problem, within 60 seconds, he's standing beside me. What can I do? It's just incredible. But that's why they get all the repeat business, because when you have a problem, they solve it. And there is no, everybody gets massive service there, and they're all about service and repeat custom. That's their business model, and it works. It works like clockwork for them, you know.
Absolutely.
Very, very good for the families as well. Like I'm bringing down my wife and my youngest son, and they go off for the day and have fun and everything, and come back, and he wants a pizza and chips at like late at night before he goes to bed because he missed the restaurant food. And
What are you doing up that late?
He's a big lad. Who sleeps in Killarney anyway? That's what nobody sleeps in Killarney, Padraig, no matter what age they are.
Well, this is why there's always so many hotel rooms in Killarney. Sure, half the people that have booked a room can't remember where they're supposed to be staying. So if you can't find an empty bed, there's something wrong with you. You know those apartments that are supposed to sleep 5. I don't know what the record is, but it's well up into the high teens.
Up until about 4 a.m. in the morning, you get a hot menu there, like, which is incredible. And when poker players are playing late at night, they get hungry. They want food, like, you know.
Yeah,
and it's half decent food too. It's not the usual rubbish that you get on at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Yeah, it's very, very good. We'll have a few more minutes before we knock people off. But anybody that wants to ask Connie or Padraig or Fintan a question, just message on Facebook or in YouTube, just in the comments. Just put a question in. I'm keeping an eye on it. And Ian Hamrock there said, nice to see all the old faces of poker. So
yeah, I saw that. I'll talk to you over the weekend, Ian.
Well, John Hannon said, "Is this Parker? You're priceless." So you know.
There's 2 ways you could take that.
There we go. There's one for you. Killarney is absolutely unreal. Brilliant place, brilliant festival. Can't wait to fly over on Thursday. Dan Blake. So.
Dan is Jack's friend. Jack won it last year, and Dan is his friend. Follows the tour. Dan. He comes to all the stops, come over from the UK. That's his mate, Jack. That's the winner from last year, Jack. And Dan is mates with him.
Excellent.
So the lads, I think they're going racing as well. They've their Killarney races is on the same time, so they're going for a spot of racing as well. But
this is the gluttons first.
Charlie Porter, fasten your seatbelts. Charlie.
God, that's a great name for a fella going to Killarney, isn't it?
Oh, and just to prove it's not all the old faces that are coming to Killarney, we have Irish Poker Tour Team Pro Darren Harbison, who's on some heater at the moment, isn't he, Fintan?
Darren, he's a class act. He's top class player. So he was in Galway there recently, but he couldn't stay. He had to go back home. But looking forward to seeing Darren. Always great to see him. And you're going to hear more and more about this guy. And that's Ray, also there in the chat. How are you, Ray? Yeah, look, it has the makings of just an absolute super festival. That's James Gettins from Sligo. Shout out to James. There's a huge percentage of Nordies coming down. Which is brilliant as well. Like, Darren's up in Rinty's club there. There's Joel asking, where is Rinty? The people want Rinty on this live. Give him a ring, get him on. Rinty.
With subtitles.
Yeah. Rinty's coming down actually with a huge crew. So there's going to be a huge northern influx. It's a bit of a journey. You can get to New York quicker from Dublin than you can from some parts of the north to Killarney, So
I was saying
but why would you want to go to New York when you can go to Killarney instead?
Good point. Good point. Good point.
Well, you could drive to Dublin Airport and fly to Killarney in 20 minutes. It's only about
That's the thing.
For about 25 quid.
It's only about 25 or 30 quid to fly down. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the
Yeah,
thing.
that worries me. I'd rather be paying them 100 and have the pilot sober.
Something wrong with cheap flights.
But Padraig has to take public transport to get content.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be lost without it. So I'm going down I'm going to play the end of the month here in the Emporium on Thursday night, and I'll be down first thing Friday morning, ready to go.
You won't be happy till the dart stops outside the NEC.
Well, not in our lifetime, and I'm including you in that.
Oh, brilliant.
It does have there is options for getting there. Like the train is super handy. It's quicker than driving from Dublin.
There's plenty of lads flew last year from England and from other countries as well.
Yeah, you can fly from Stansted and Luton there directly into Kerry Airport. Sunny.
But there's Manchester as well, Connie, yeah?
Manchester as well, yeah. 20 minutes out the road from Killarney.
Yeah, so we have a lot. Like there's 25 or 30 from the UK coming into Kerry Airport. And then there's more I don't know about, or, you know. So yeah, it all adds to the atmosphere, like, you know. Aidan Cullinan has just asked if they're going to run a seniors team.
Well, a damn good question.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A good question.
Well, we'll have to put one on in Galway, won't we? We ran one in Galway last year. It's probably be on schedule again this year. When I say this year, I mean January 24. Like, yeah.
You have to do pre-reg. You make a lot of money off it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was Aidan from Mayo. Aidan Cullinan. So yeah, 100%. So look, listen, lads, I'm really buzzing. I'm really looking forward to it. It's really good that the two of you are going to be there. That's going to contribute a lot to the atmosphere. And
take away a bit from it too.
probably I was going to say that.
Well, I thought I'd save you the trouble.
Depends on the mood. Porrick's always really Porrick's best friends with me at a certain point in the night. Fuck off, fucking asshole. So yeah, it's just timing it right. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Mary's coming as well, Porrick.
So she says.
Brilliant.
She wouldn't let me go without her.
Oh, yeah.
I'd bring Patricia
And
down
she's
to
right.
have a drink or two with Mary Padraig.
Fair enough. At least one of us would behave ourselves.
Right, Jen,
Yeah,
I think
so-
we let you go there because we have a couple of things just to mention before, and I don't want you just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. And both of you are in playing poker tonight or running poker events tonight.
Absolutely.
Connie, do you want to give a shout out? Where are you, as if we can't tell from the big banner hanging over your head?
I'm here in the Macau Casino in Cork, and
Oh, I thought Mackie, you.
we just have our weekly game on, but our nightly game, we have a game every night. But we've our own big festival coming up at the start of December with the Irish Poker Tour. It's the Macau Irish Classic, and it's a 200,000 guaranteed festival. And there's going to be a whole week of games on, and for all different size pockets. Our biggest game is €600, which is the main event for 100 grand guaranteed, and our smallest game, I suppose, has 25 grand guaranteed for 150. So there's something for everybody in the audience, and it's, I think, from around the 26th of November through to the 2nd of December. But there'll be some information on that in Killarney next week. People can pick it up.
Absolutely.
Are you reading that off a screen or something?
Nice.
Or isn't it the famous Kerry saying, give him an inch and he'll take a mile? Or is it something like that?
Yeah.
Question and
Yeah, just a small plug.
Oh, fantastic. Just a message there from the lads of the House of Cards.
Michael Ross there.
A lot of them coming down.
Very good.
Padraig,
Nice, love that.
Padraig, what are you up to tonight?
I'm in the Sporting Emporium the Monday night tournament, which is normally great for the crack, and hopefully a cash game afterwards. Or I get knocked out and get to have a couple of pints and Kyo's. Either's good.
Happy days. Thanks a million, gents, and look forward to seeing you in Killarney later on in the week.
Absolutely, lads, and I look
Cheers.
forward to seeing you all down there.
All the best.
Brilliant. Take care of yourselves. Fintan, how you doing? Just want to mention a couple of things. One thing we didn't talk about, we did talk about the hotels and the staff and the hotels and everything, but I wanted to mention the Irish Poker Tour staff, which, the floor staff and the dealers, and as well as the media team. So we've a big crew involved in putting this whole thing together. So it's only right that we mention them and that people are aware that a lot of work goes into a festival like this. It's not just turn up, play. There's a lot of stuff goes into it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's incredible the amount of work that goes on in the background, and like the success of an event is not really what happens during the event. It's like all the pre-work, and we're just really we're blessed with the people we have in our team, good. That's led, of course, by Donald, who's just, an absolute gentleman, and he's built a really solid team with TDs and Reg, really top quality Reg. Ferdy now is kind of heading up that side of things and the tech side, and then we have Jerry on the social media and the videos and all that, and Tanya, of course, has come on board. There's some really standout characters. Like, I have to mention Susie, who's been with us from the start, and even before the start, she's the heartbeat of the tour. And there is these festivals that are really successful, and it just doesn't happen by chance. It's people putting in pure sweat in behind the scene. So we've top team, but our goal is always to deliver good player experience. That's our number one goal. We're always trying to improve, and sure, there's still loads and loads of room for improvement, and we're willing to listen. If players have problems with anything, we're contactable. We're not hiding away, and we're not not engage. We want to engage, and we want to listen. So that's what we do. We always tweak. After one thing we do, we have a feedback after every event, and we sit down and say, okay, right, what can we improve on? There's always loads of things we get wrong. We're still getting it wrong, but we're getting a little bit better every event, and we have the benefit of doing kind of multiple events every month. So that's hugely beneficial for tweaking the product and making it a class experience for players who come along, and it's comfortable, it's orderly, and it's
And what are you looking forward to yourself this weekend?
Yeah, well, it's always for me, there's a couple of weeks in the lead up to the event that's the most stressful, with the hotel and the venue, and that kind of getting the new equipment and getting everything sorted, so it's always a couple of weeks in the run up. So kind of most of our work is done now, so I'm just looking forward to the whole thing, to be honest. Once I'm down there, it's kind of I'm more relaxed. Probably the Paddy Power lads bring a great old buzz to it. They spend a lot of money, I'm adding to the player pools and the Paddy Power player lounge. This is a huge thing. It's a really good fit with our players, because our players are recreational players, and they just want crack. They want fun. Do you know what I mean? They're not like your headphones and buddies with sunglasses that don't want to talk to anyone. They're more having the crack and engaging. So the Paddy Power Lounge, player lounge, is brilliant, because it's just a chill out area. Where you can have a pint, and there's a spin the wheel where there's thousands. They really do. They're going over and beyond. I can't believe it. So I shouldn't be saying this, but I can't believe what they're doing sometimes. keep my mouth shut, and I go, wow, okay, that's you want me to do that, fair enough. Like you're
And of course,
adding to the
if
price.
you lose your pants in the game, you can get a free pair of pants off Paddy Power.
Yeah. But they're
They always come up with some weird stuff, and it's great fun.
to the actual events, they're adding like in excess of 25,000 added like cash to the events, and then I mean it's 5 figures they're adding in the spin the wheel as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean it's brilliant. There's another feature of this year is we have 2 world champion pool players coming down. We have Declan Brennan. A lot of people will be familiar with these guys, Declan and Ronan McCarthy. And they're coming down. They're going to be playing every night. We're going to have a game of Killers at 11 o'clock every night. That's €100 for the winner. Obviously, the boys will be handicapped, with lives or whatever. And they're play doubles as well. They're going to play mixed doubles, and there's going to be prizes for that as well. So that's one of the aspects I'm looking forward to. It's just a bit of crack. It's a holiday. It's going to be poker, pints, pool, football and TV, spin the wheel, have the crack. And
Paddy Power have got their Twitch free roll for anyone that won their ticket, playing on the Tuesday night satellites. And also anyone that qualified in Paddy Power is part of the Sole Survivor. So there's another, I think it's $5,000 Paddy Power are putting into that on top of what they're putting into the event.
Yeah, it's massive. I think they're up to close to 60 people or something like that now for the Twitch free roll. That's another $5,000 they're just adding. It's free for the punters. Obviously the Sole Survivor, you've a couple of more chances tonight and tomorrow night. If you qualify online, you have a chance to win a bonus on top if you're the last longer in the event,
Brilliant.
Yeah, we've been blabbing on about ourselves how brilliant we are, but the truth is we've super partner in Paddy Power. They're really, bringing a lot to the table as in spending them. They're putting their money where their whole brand and team behind it, and they're a pretty decent bunch. Like they're into the player experience. That's why it works well, because their goal is the same as our goal. They just want a really good player experience, and that's why it's working so far so good.
And there's no better experience than Killarney.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Looking forward to it now myself. Before we go, just mention that anybody wants to, all the details of the festivals on the website, irishpokertour.com, and you can go to irishpokertour.com/PDF for a single PDF that has all the events in one page, and you can print it out. And that link will always be the latest one. Again, special thank you to the team that promote, what we do or what Irish Poker Tour does, like Jerry, who does a lot of the videos and the photography at these events, Tanya, who does the social media, and all the staff that work on it. But it's important that we mention these people that nobody knows about, but it wouldn't work without them. So thanks again to everyone like that. If anyone has any questions, there's a contact us form on the website, but also you've got Messenger on Facebook that you can send us a message. The only thing I'd say is that if you're asking for your name to be added to Paddy Power betting list, we can pass your name on, but we have no control about when it gets added to the list. I think that's the most popular request we've ever had.
That's amazing. I've got serious. Yeah. It was updated today, so anyone that gave us their name up to kind of lunchtime today, they should have been updated there this afternoon. I think they were, and they'll probably be updated again tomorrow. Yeah. No, Brian and Paddy Powers does a brilliant job. He's sorting all that out. Yeah, but you're right. Look, most questions is the website is top class, and that's like nothing to do with it. It's Dave that did everything, but it's like super information. Everything is there. The good thing about the website is you can actually speak to someone if you just click, contact Susie. Something to do with bedrooms or whatever. My number's there as well if you want to ask me any questions. So we're actually contactable, and you'll see in Killarney, there'll be someone there, either me, Donald, or Susie. At least one of us will be there on the floor, available to talk to someone, like if they need talking to,
We just got a couple of questions there about reg levels and all that kind of stuff. All that information is on the website. If you go to the homepage of irishpokertour.com, just scroll down a bit till you get to the Killarney schedule, and everything is there for every event. The start time, the re-entry type, the stack size. There's a link to a PDF for the structure for every event. And like I said, irishpokertour.com/PDF. It tells you everything about each event. So if you're wondering when is late reg for an event, it's the end of the level that we have on that list of information, and you just print it out and have a one-page printout, or go to the website. It's all there. Fintan, thank you very much. This it was really interesting, particularly talking to the two old codgers, Connie and Padraig. I think I've forgotten more about organising poker events or attending poker events than the rest of us put together. And really looking forward to it. I'm heading down Thursday morning, but unfortunately you have to head off first thing in the morning, so you'll be there for over a week, I think, or hitting a week down in Killarney non-stop. So thank you again, and thank you to everybody that watched today. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but I'm sure we'll do something like this again, and we'll just get better at it. We might drop one or two between now and some of the other events later in the year. And if you want to see anybody, on any of these live streams, just let us know, and we'll do our best to get people to jump on and talk about the history of poker in Ireland, but also about the funny stuff like, taking suitcases of underwear off trains and such. Any final words there, Fintan?
Yeah, brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great crack.
Yeah.
All the information on the website, or you can reach out to us. Our numbers are there on the website as well. Thank you, Dave, for setting this up. It's been good crack. Great to talk to Connie and Padraig, and the time catch up with Tanya. And looking forward to it. So, what?
No problem. Take care. Good night. See you all in Killarney.